Well, I can't stand to look at you now. This revelation's out of my hands.
Hey, it's Lux, and I am backstage at the Rockstar Energy Drink Uproar Festival, and I'm joined by the handsome gentleman of Seether.
Hi. Hello.
This crowd has been just waiting for you for like the last hour, 2 hours, something like that. They're waving. They're excited.
We don't have anything to give away, though.
Well, first thing, I got to congratulate you on being the first South Africans I've ever met. Thank you for making me feel more worldly.
Well, we like to spread exotic energy wherever we go.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Bringing it right here to St. Louis. So you guys are constantly touring. Do you get to go home? I mean, I'd imagine that it's tough to find time to squeeze in a flight.
Wait, can we hear you? Dead space. Yes.
I'll try this one. Yeah, we usually go home over Christmas. Oftentimes touring and everything throughout the year, it's the only time we really have enough time to go home, because you don't want to fly 26 hours and then be there for a week. You want to make sure you've got 2 or 3 weeks. So Christmas is usually the only time. But we're actually going to end the year off there with a show on the 16th in Cape Town. So
I bet that's going to be insane. I
think so. It's going to be pretty cool. It's a bike festival. So there's going to be, chopper builders and, just bikers out. And they're going to have guys doing freestyle motocross and bands and drinks and, all kinds of things. It's going to be fun.
Now I want to go. A 26-hour flight seems a little bit intense for me, though.
Yeah, it's not going to be that good. It's not going to be that much fun.
How often on those 26-hour flights do you get stuck next to a smelly guy? Pretty often?
Every time I fly with Dale.
Are you that smelly guy? Oh, we just called you out like that. There's always one smelly guy in every band.
Nah, well, I think there's 2 of us, and then there's one guy that actually, isn't smelly.
I try to take showers regularly.
John actually makes his bed every day.
What?
Yeah.
You're just
my
getting
dad
in
was
it
in the
again, right?
military. He trained me very well. I can't help it. It's a habit. I make my bed every morning.
Nice. So I read
every mid-afternoon.
I read that this tour has kind of been a little bit different for you because of the different types of music that are on the tour. Has it really, has it affected you at all that there's a lot of thrashing and metal, and you guys are kind of the rock anchor?
I don't know. It's just you just kind of feel like the black sheep of the tour, so you just do what we do, and we do it as well as we can, and we don't really pay too much attention to everything else. I mean, I think it's kind of nice to not sound like everything else, But having said that, there's a lot of great bands, so it's a little bit of okay, cool. It's good to be different, but it's also by the same token, it's a little threatening to be sort of sandwiched between all this kind of heaviness.
It's like you got to carry the rock torch.
No,
People are waiting for it.
We just if you give us any torch to carry, we'll definitely drop it. We are more the. Dale and I we'll have a couple cocktails and then get to the point where it's like, okay, now I don't care anymore, and then you go and play, So
that's the trick.
Because it's obvious that we stand out, and so we either embrace that or we try and deny that. So we just decided, well, the best way to do that is just to embrace that and just go with it. So
things we're learning: hydration, lubrication, good for Seether before stage. Yeah.
Lubrication, probably.
Yeah. So you guys have had some huge success with this new record. Now I got to get the title right because it's not a one-word title. This is legit. Holding on to strings, left better to fray. It's
almost.
Holding on
better
to
left
strings,
to fray.
better left to fray.
There you go.
So many words.
It's only 10 syllables. It's the same as the last one. It was also 10 syllables.
Well, it's almost perfect that I messed it up because I'm wondering, what's the method behind picking a good album title? You got to know that that's playing a part in who's purchasing it and whatnot. So how do you choose?
You basically have a dartboard full of random words, and you just throw it, and you see which ones make the most sense. No, you try and find something that sort of sums up the songs, and sums up the mood of all the music. So I try and find something that's going to be all-encompassing and yet sort of slightly vague and slightly poetic. So it's a process, and I think with each one I get closer to what I want to do. But everyone's been complaining so much about these long titles that the next one's just going to be like. A, keep it real simple.
You guys hear that? The next album from Seether is going to be called A.
Or Seether Schmeether.
So it's not actually going to be Sieber, as in Justin Bieber, who
well, that might still happen.
I gotta tell you, I hear that's your new big. You're following the Justin Bieber.
And that video was completely serious too.
Yeah, we're really.
So anyone who thinks we're actually becoming Justin Bieber, you were right. I mean, come on.
I loved it.
People were mad about it, like they thought we were being serious. And then Justin Bieber's got more talent in his little finger than you guys have in the whole band. It's like, really?
you cannot please them all. They're either so offended that you say you like Justin Bieber
why
and
are
they think
Bieber
it's serious.
fans listening to
or-
our stuff anyway?
Right, yeah, right? We're just trying to get the
when did
Bieber
that
fans
happen?
into the Seether.
When did we cross that gap?
It's very sexy. There's a lot of dancing.
There is choreography. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's great.
for what it's worth.
I'm so glad that you guys are willing to, not take yourself too seriously and do some, funny stuff. And I will follow that statement up with a would you rather question.
Okay.
It's the toughest question you're going to be asked all tour, I'm sure of it. Would you rather snort a half-full pepper shaker or a live bee? Right up the
Wow.
old nose.
I'd go with the pepper.
You take the
God.
pepper to the snout.
Well, rather than a bee, that thing's
Yeah.
up there fighting for its life, stinging you. At least pepper, you can just
Just with or
sneeze
without
right back
stinger. Assume with.
Up. Okay, I'll change it to bee. I'll go bee, just to be
Oh,
different.
he's going bee. What do you guys think? You're into it? You say bee? You say
Yeah.
pepper?
It might be a new, really good buzz. I don't know.
Right.
No pun intended.
Jokes and jokes
He'll be
and
here
jokes.
all day.
Well, thank you guys for stopping and taking some time out to have some fun with me. I know it's going to be serious business when you go on stage.
Absolutely.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no serious business. Real rock and roll on a kind of a metal thrash tour.
Yeah.
You're bringing it. You're holding the torch. You're not going to drop it. I know it. Now, hopefully, I'm not going to screw this up. Holding onto strings, better left to fray.
Yeah.
Is out in stores now. It is fantastic. Country song, so good tonight. Tearing up our request lines. We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for coming
Thank
out.
you.
For having us.
It's Lux backstage at the Uproar Festival with the guys in Seether.
Lay down because the party's on.